Welcome back. The White House confirming to Fox News President Trump has spoken with the family of Sheridan Gorman. She is the slain 18-year-old Loyola student who was fatally shot by a suspect, according to DHS, entered the U.S. illegally back in 2023 and was subsequently released by Border Patrol. Sheridan's parents, her big sister, are pouring out their hearts at a memorial service held in her hometown, Yorktown Heights in New York, over the weekend. Here's a listen.
Sheridan, she was our joy, our collective joy. And now that joy is gone.
She made people feel like they mattered, like they were included, like they were enough. And she did that for me more than anyone. She carried my confidence for me when I didn't have any. She made me feel pretty when I didn't feel pretty. She made me feel okay when I wasn't okay. She was my person. As a mom, I'm angry. I'm like completely heartbroken. And we are going to fight for justice for our sweet Sheridan. And we're going to fight for change.
That is not any easier to watch the second time through. Let's go ahead and bring in Republican Congressman Mike Lawler. He represents New York's 17th district. That includes Westchester County. It's where Sheridan is from, where her family lives. Congressman, have you spoken to the family? Have you had any contact with them? And what do you want to say to them today, the Monday after this service?
Well, I've spoken through intermediaries and obviously conveyed our deepest condolences, and we were able to arrange the phone call with the president. And, I look forward to sitting down with them, hopefully in the coming days. But, you just hear the tragic circumstances. You hear the pain in their voices as they share their daughter with the world. And it is horrifying to think that this happened, an 18-year-old girl with her entire life ahead of her. From everything we have heard, just a wonderful, wonderful young woman who was destined for big things. And to find out that an illegal immigrant who was detained at the border, released into the country under Joe Biden, arrested in Chicago for shoplifting, and then released back out onto the streets only to commit this heinous execution-style murder in Chicago. It's really unconscionable. And I think the parents, Tom and Jessica, have said it best, that this is a failure of the system. Their daughter died because the system has failed. When you allow illegal immigrants into the country and then they are arrested for committing a crime only to be released back out onto the streets in these sanctuary jurisdictions like Illinois, like New York, like California. The reason I and my Republican colleagues supported the Lake and Riley Act was to prevent this very scenario where somebody is arrested for a low-level crime and then released back out onto the streets because the local jurisdiction refuses to honor the detainer request. The sanctuary policies need to end. There needs to be full cooperation. I don't care if somebody commits a federal crime or a state crime. Local law enforcement must be allowed to cooperate with federal immigration officials. And sadly, my Democratic colleagues refuse to cooperate on this. They refuse to allow for Homeland Security to do its job. They have now shut it down for over 45 days. And this is the consequence of failure to enforce our immigration laws and our criminal justice laws in these states like New York that have cashless bail and other disastrous criminal justice policies.
Sir, I was not planning to, but since you brought up the politics inherent in this tragic case of this senseless murder, take a listen to Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson, what he has to say about crime in his city.
We have to end the assaults against immigrants. We have signed multiple executive orders to force ICE out of the city of Chicago. Every single lawsuit that we have filed against the administration, we have prevailed. What people are calling for in Chicago is safe and affordable communities. We had the fewest amount of homicides in 60 years, so we're driving violence down.
The fewest number of homicides in 60 years, he says.
These folks are pathetic. The fact is, as President Trump pointed out in his State of the Union, they would rather protect criminal, illegal immigrants than the American people. And when you look at these policies that they have enacted, the reason ICE is necessary, the reason ICE has had to surge in cities like Chicago or Minneapolis is because they refuse to enforce the law and cooperate, and innocent Americans are dying. They should be ashamed of themselves. They have failed the American people, and the system has failed the Gorman family.
But innocent people have also died at the hands of ICE this year, sir.
And
Innocent
what happened
Americans,
in Minneapolis,
I should say.
What happened in Minneapolis was tragic. Neither Alex Preddy or Renee Good should have died. However, when local law enforcement is unable to cooperate with federal immigration officials on crowd control and traffic control, that type of scenario unfortunately occurs where protesters get into it with ICE. That never should have happened. It is a failure of the system.
All right, Congressman, thank you for your words to the family. Thank you for taking time with us this afternoon. Good to talk to you.
You too.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.